Hello, Virgo. This is Jeffrey. This is Ripe Color. I'm turning the sound up. Okay. This is your reading for 2026. So the overall energy for all signs is reset. And what I really mean by reset, because I've been saying to everybody, it's not like a little it's not a little thing. Like the reset is an attitude or a way of acting or a way of thinking or a way of doing things that's new to you. It's almost if somebody would have said to you, "Oh, you will be doing," and you're like, "You're out of your mind." It feels like, something that you're going to change. Either it's going to change you or you're going to change it, or a combination of the two where it's like it's a new lifestyle or a new perspective or a new, oh, I used to be like this and now I'm just not. It just doesn't serve me anymore. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't fit. It doesn't feel right like that. So I don't know where the reset is in your life. I mean, maybe the cards will tell us, but it's something, the way you work, the way you interact with people, the way you think, like that, like that. All right. So the way I do it is keep on shuffling. I throw one card, the overall energy for the year for you, and then I throw 12 cards and they're larger size, and then I use my smaller size for more details. It's a 12-month reading. All right. So, yeah. Uh, the Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups, this is the overall energy for you. The Queen of Cups is, she's a loving mother. That's who she is. She's a loving, caring, kind, generous, nurturing, um, understanding, listening, comforting mother. That's who she is. So it feels like, that's what you need to introduce. That energy is the energy to introduce to yourself in your life. You know, it comes back to, if you've been watching me for a while, um, how can I love myself more? What can I do to take care of myself in a better way? In a more loving way, in a kinder way. You know, um, the Queen of Cups is also, she's the empath. She's the empath. For me, she's the empath of the deck. Um, so her negative side, I told you about her positive. Her negative side is that she could be really smothering. She could be really smothering, right? You like a kid who has a mother who's like, "Oh, you're always right, darling, and I love you no matter what," and then they take advantage of it, right? So that's what to watch out for. Okay. But overall, I feel like it's opening your heart more to be kinder and more loving and more understanding with yourself, and maybe not be so judgmental or so uh, self-effacing. You know, I hate the way it wrinkles here. It makes me crazy. Virgo rising. All right, let me throw the 12 cards. I put that back in the deck. That's how I do it. I'll shuffle one more time. And let's do the 12. All right. January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. All right. I put them right side up because I only read right side up. And let's go. First, let's see if you can see all the cards. That's the important thing. Whoops. Will this work? Yay, it works. Okay. Uh, you're so far from me, darlings. All right. January. Okay, January, you're going to like figure out your finances. January, it's like, okay, I've been through a little bit. You're like 2025 wasn't the greatest financially, but here's 2026 and I'm figuring it out, right? I'm figuring it out. I'm in the process of figuring it out. I'm two of Pentacles. And got a lot of idea. There's a shift and a change because five is a change. So so a lot of times this card, it's five of wands, is seen as chaos, but it's kind of like it's a change. So it's like, well, I'm going to look at all my passion, all my creativity, and decide which one is most lucrative, most beneficial, most comfortable, most uh, makes most sense. And you're going to be able to do that because in February, you're going to look deep inside and get really quiet. This is kind of a February card, even though it's, there's snow on the ground. So um, the Hermit is really about going very deep inside and being the scholar and being on your own and figuring out from the light, from your own light, it's like, what's the next direction and how do I move forward with it? And not the thing about the hermit is it's very much a solo thing. It's not about like this one said and that one said. It's really about like, this is what I say, right? This is what I say. This is what the light of my soul is leading me toward. Great. In order to manifest and I think part of the message that your soul gives you is you have everything you need. You have all the tools. You are eternal. You are eternal. And he's the leader because he's a one. So it's this understanding of like, I'm the one who's in charge of my life. I'm the one who's in charge of my life. I'm the one who has all the tools that I need in order to manifest whatever it is that I'd like. This is February. So February is very much an interior month, which, it's February. Um, okay. Then we go into March. And March, the way I understand her, so this is the Queen of Swords. So the Queen of Swords takes no prisoners. She's very sharp with the tongue. She's very clear-minded. Thing about the Queen of Swords is I always feel, well, her traditional understanding is she's a widow or she's a woman of loss. She's either a widow or a divorcee or something to that effect. But um, it's through that she realizes her own power and she gets focused about this is where I want to go, very laser focused. Um, okay. So she cried her tears already. That's behind her. She's not looking back. Like, I had my moment, I cried my tears. Now, how am I going to go on with it? Right. Um, she organizes her thoughts. This is March. Yeah. And she's going to really look at her sense of security and and money. When I say her or him or it's you, it's only you. Or if I say I, someone's in the middle of reading, it's like because I'm feeling it. So there you go. She's going to get her financial and house in order, and as well as her sense of security. This could also be health. This could also be, um, rebalancing your health. So maybe like a new way of eating, a new way of sleeping, exercise, something to that effect. Okay, March, April. April, it's like, okay, now that I know where I'm going to go, I'm going to build it. And I'm going to be really practical and I'm going to get through it no matter how long it takes. He moves very slowly, but he's moving and he's building. That's the Knight of Pentacles. You can hardly see the pentacle because it's yellow on yellow, but it's there. All right. Jennifer, yeah, that's April. And you're not going to pick up anything that just comes along. sometimes this is like the easy way out. And there's this energy in this card. It's like, I'm going to be discerning. I'm going to decide what to take and decide whether to grab the cup or not. 4. uh, May, 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 and that's what changes everything. And May, that's what changes everything. That's what gets the wheel spinning again. And the thing about the Wheel of Fortune is that you have to remain in the center of yourself. You have to remain in the center of yourself, like come from your own center. Because if you're on the outside of the wheel, once it starts spinning, you just fly off. It's like if I remain in the center, then I will be here for all the changes, right? Because the changes feels like, a lot of the changes are really coming from uh, looking at the problems that you have or the, situations or whatever, and really making a decision to manifest what it is you want. Yeah. This is a beautiful card, the Six of Wands. The Six of Wands is really about, first of all, it's about being seen. The Six of Wands is about allowing yourself to be beloved. Because the Six of Wands has tremendous support. It's a card of victory. So the Six of Wands has the this support from spirit, support from community, and is seen as a leader and is beloved. You know, for me, that card is really about allowing the the energy, the loving energy of spirit to come through and elevate you. June. June, these new opportunities for love and kindness and generosity and intuition and healing come through. That's June. Really, really nice to transform you completely. So, overall, this is a heart-centered thing. I think, you know what I'm getting? I'm getting like this is this much deeper sense of self-love in a way that you almost don't recognize. Maybe there are certain areas of your life that you were, I don't know, like you didn't take care of your body. You were so busy taking care of everybody else, you didn't take care of your body or your sleep or something. And all of a sudden it's like, you know, because you went inside, right? And you realize that you had everything, that you're able to access that energy and completely transform. This is a really good card. Death card's a really good card. It gets a bad rap, but it's really good. July. July, it's like, it's almost like you have a relapse of, I'm not really seeing the whole picture and I really need to take care of everybody else. And so there's like this decision to be made. And the decision really with that card is because you can't really see, is like listen to your heart, allow your heart to lead the way, especially because I had the Ace of Cups first, the months before July. And that's when the sun comes. And that's when the nourishment comes and the radiance and the joy and the fertility and the freedom. Card about freedom. Um, August. Allowing more and more love in, allowing more and more light, allowing more and more clarity, more joy, more freedom, more expression, more um, uh, there's joy in that card, really. August. Yeah. And, it's like if I'm sitting in a sense of joy and I'm sitting in a sense of abundance and a sense of radiance, then it all comes flowing through opportunities for business and friendships and things that are fertile and alive and wonderful. Great. It was great. I mean, September. And September is this sense of divine justice coming in and helping you to balance and, and to have your head on straight and to have your head on straight. Yeah, so you can finally end an old story and begin a new one. And maybe this new energy that you're bringing in, which you're bringing in, um, uh, helps you to complete a certain cycle and begin anew. And maybe this new beginning is this deeper sense of self-love that you're going to really incorporate and build on. September, October, because you've dropped the burden of the past, right? So that the abundance and the fertility and the flow can come in. Really, really lovely. November, harmony. The other thing about Gemini, about Lover's card, it's about incorporating both the male and the female aspects of yourself and having them work in union and in unison with, your own self, your own body, and with heaven. So there's this energy of coming together, of everything being harmonious, of different aspects of yourself complementing each other. Because the old way doesn't work, and you're quite aware of it. The old way doesn't work, and you can't revive it. This old way of being may be just relying on, your right side of your brain, your left side of your brain. It's like, no, 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 it's got to incorporate. The old way doesn't work. It's too limited. It's too one-sided. And then we get El Diablo. And this is December. Because, you've gone through so many changes, it feels like you're going to be able to see a false path that you've been on, maybe for a long time, and you haven't been able to see it in the past. It's one thing for people to, say, what do you call it, constructively criticize you, and you're like, oh, please, 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 oh, please, please, I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, I don't know what you're talking about. And all of a sudden, it's like, oh, I do know what they're talking about. Oh, and and then you call on spirit. This is basically the Pope. Then you call on spirit to say, help me to organize my mind and help me to organize my life in a way that aligns with where would you have me be? And you're calling on your higher self, not like, oh, well, I'm going to ask the government what to do. I'm going to ask my friend across the street what to do. I'm going to ask my mommy what to do. It's like, no, you're going to receive the message yourself and in your mind of how to organize. And, you love to organize. We know that. So, I mean, I have Virgo rising, so I can, speak from experience. So there's a new organization coming in toward the end of the year. You're going to be able to see things that you've been doing that kind of attached you in an unhealthy way to a thought pattern or to a person or to a situation. And I think you're going to be able to see that because there's a lot of clarity here. I have the sun twice. I have the sun twice. Yeah, I mean, that's the card that I have twice. So, and the sun is about really clear thinking, about seeing things by the light of day and allowing the radiance of spirit to like transform you, to nourish you. So there's a lot of there's a lot of self-love, self-nourishment a change, a new concept of how to be, a true transformation. It's really nice. And when we're changing, we're going through these things, sometimes it could be like, will I get to the other side? Yeah, you will. You will. When you're in the middle of something, it's like, this is never going to end. It's like, yeah, well, oh, it's never going to end. Yeah, well, all right. Blessings. Bye.